Hey tribe, it's your girl. Monthly pick a card for April. And as you guys can imagine, it's my first one, so it might be a little shaky, but we're gonna rock with it. So the first three piles that we have here are Clear Quartz, Green Aventurine, Red Jasper. If you're new, which of course you are, welcome to my channel that's full of miracles and magic. I'm here to try and channel some messages from the divine to those who may be needing any uplifting messages. Before selecting a pile, I ask that you guys take, 3 deep mindful breaths. Try and ask your highest self what it is that you need at this time so that you can collect or pick the best stack for yourself. This is a group collective reading, so some things might resonate with you and some might not. So by taking those 3 mindful breaths, you're able to really connect with your highest self and pick the pile that's best, that's going to give you the messages you most need. Feel free to pause and we'll go from there. All right, for those who picked pile number 1 with the clear quartz, welcome. All right, so before I started recording this, I tried to connect with my highest self and your spirit guides, my spirit guides, and really asked for clear messages today. So the first Ascended Master that was sent to assist pile number 1 is Cthulhu. And the message is to stay focused. Interesting that this card comes up during this quarantine 2020 pandemic that we're in right now, where everyone's just telling us to stay focused on what we want and what we want to do and not to let this time go to waste, because when else are we going to get this time to just pause and recharge? So it's interesting that he comes through. Second card from your angels, Angel of Expression. Speak your truth and express yourself clearly. It's a beautiful card. And I think it kind of goes hand in hand, like for example, for me, you guys know I'm a mom and I work and I'm in school, so it's tough for me to try and stay focused on things that are going to feed my soul. But like I said, I'm taking this time during the quarantine to do what I got to do and try and focus. And luckily I have a good support system that's able to give me the time that I need and the resources that I need to try and get this kicked off. But if I don't hunker down and stay focused, then that's not really going to be doing much. Angel of Expression. This is a form of me trying to express myself, trying to speak my truth and, practice on expressing myself clearly. So there's many different forms that, people interpret this, but like I'm loving her energy. I love how she's just like receiving from the universe and how all around her there's just all this beautiful light and creation that it seems like she's playing a hand in. I also love his eyes. I love how blue that is and how, it goes with your throat chakra and being able to express yourself. And I think that's funny how it's the Angel of Expression comes out with this card that's giving me such a stay focused, but speak what you need so that you're able to stay focused. Okay, so a message from the Love and Light deck. Honor your uniqueness. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. Your workmanship is marvelous. How well I know it. Wow, that's also a beautiful card. And it goes hand in hand with, expressing yourself and staying focused on what it is that you want to manifest into this world. She's all about receiving also. It's like lush and color all around both of these. The Violet Flame. So this card talks about, actually, let me read, because this is a new deck for me. So let me read what it says about the violet flame. This is from the Return of Spirit book. And I just want to let you guys know that all the books are going to be listed in the description box below. So the violet flame. Most of us experience a dark or difficult time at some point or another in our lives. And though it may feel like it will never end or never be better, the violet flame card is here to tell you that it will be. The only way to conquer the shadows in our life is to turn off all the lights and face the darkness head on, which is kind of what we're going through right now with this quarantine, right? And like focusing and trying to stay focused on the light that she's so clearly just looking into. The only way to conquer the shadows in our life is to turn off all the lights and face the darkness head on. This is a process of purification. The violet flame shines its light, providing you with the way and means to see your way out of the inner darkness. Once the shadows have been conquered, the experience you are having right now, although painful and challenging, is providing you with the means and opportunity to clearly see what is and is not working. So the woman that created these cards, she created them with like this fractal imaging. And so in the book it says that in here you're supposed to see like a bat. Because bats symbolize change, and he holds the light of the violet flame for you as a means of guiding you through this process of change. But to me, it really looks like this huge flower. And like from other spiritual mentors that I've met, they've always said to like call upon the violet flame to protect your energy and to like make it so that, you know, energies between you and the person you're reading aren't really. And to me, it feels like this, just like this flame, but like this flower. And I can picture like myself in the middle here, just engulfed by all this light and energy protecting me while I'm staying focused on what it is that I'm setting out to do. So lastly, I set out these chakra cards that are for whatever chakra, you know, you're guided to work on, or that might be blocked. And this also goes into expression and uniqueness. So if you focus on using this type of hand gestures while you're meditating, if you are a type of person that meditates, it'll assist in life transitions, balance, harmony. Balance and harmony accompany all of my transitions. That might be a affirmation you want to say to yourself. But to me, this is like, let me see. This is a sacral chakra. This is all about creativity, passion, sensuality. You know, when it's open, we receive excitement and inspiration to be able to express our uniqueness, to be able to speak our truth and, you know, express ourselves, and to give us something to stay focused on. Because it's like, how are we supposed to stay focused on something that we don't even really know what to focus on, you know? And I think that just using a clear quartz and like sitting down with yourself and really being like, all right, you know, have a heart-to-heart here with yourself. A lot of the times that's the one thing that's needed. It's not having hearts-to-hearts with anyone else. It's with yourself and focusing and figuring it out. Like, what makes you happy? What makes you tick? What do you think the world needs? What do you think you can impart on the world? Like, and once you have that figured out, that's the first step you need to take to be able to stay focused and, you know, align yourself better and be able to stand proudly and be able to protect yourself, because you have all these clear boundaries of what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept, you know. And with that comes being able to receive pleasure, because it's a two-way street. You can't give it and not receive it, because if you do one or the other, you're going to get depleted or you're going to get pissed, point blank. So, group one, this is your first and really quick reading from me. If you liked it or if anything resonated with you, please subscribe, hit the like, share with friends, family. You can expect more videos from me. You can expect more, topics and different decks and different messages. Before you leave, though, I did want to spark happiness. I got this for Christmas and I don't really use it much, but I figured why not? So I'm going to go ahead and randomly select one. And this is just my little way of imparting happiness on you. And, let's see what you get. Fetch. Corny. Make a list of things you like about yourself. Like, how dope is that? How often do we do that? Never. I can sit here and make a million lists about everyone else in my life and about how everyone else is great, but this would probably take me a while just because I'm my worst enemy. But that's one thing I'm trying to work out for myself. So yes, pile number one, that's what I leave you with. And I send you love, I send you blessings, and keep conquering the world out there. And for those who have chosen pile option 2, Green Aventurine, welcome. So this is the heart chakra. If you were guided to this, let's see what your angels want you to know. Chakra of love and connection. When the chakra is open, we feel compassion, forgiveness, and trust. So maybe that's an additional message for someone. So before I sat down with your pile, I asked all your guardians and angels and ascended masters and God, of course, to assist with these messages and to see what ascended master would be able to assist you guys. So Manjushri with listen. I love this card. I want to read some of this card because the messages that come out, it's your guides and angels are talking to you more. Are you listening? Less talking and more listening is called for you right now. Admit your true feelings to yourself. You can hear your divine guidance best by quieting yourself. Shut out noisy stimulation like telephones and television, which is really hard now during the quarantine. Like, my screen time is through the roof, okay? But, I take it and make it a point to try and meditate at least 5 to 10 minutes a day, quiet myself. Even if it's throughout the day, if I see that I'm on my phone and I'm like, holy crap, I've just been on my phone for an hour straight, just scrolling through a timeline, I literally stop myself, close my eyes, take 3 deep breaths, ground myself, basically. It's so easy to just get caught up in this whole social media it's just constant coming at you. And if you get lost in it, you will get lost in the sauce completely. Don't try to make anything happen. Just listen to your own thoughts, breathe in the rhythm of your heart. Mentally ask yourself questions of your guides and angels. Listen to the loving truth that they speak in your heart. Manjushri is a Buddhist deity, so you can call upon them or him for help in understanding divine messages and to increase your receptivity to divine intelligence and wisdom, which is something that I try to do often, especially as I am conquering this, new journey of wanting to intuit messages from the higher beings. Angel of families. The angels surround both you and your family at this moment, which is so powerful during this time. All these families that are losing members and they can't get together like they usually would to, say goodbye to them in a proper way. Families have been so important during this time, even if you guys aren't able to get together. The amount of people that I've seen, in all these cute Zoom videos or doing drive-bys by people's houses for their birthday, all these creative ways of expressing love to loved ones during this time is just so empowering to see. And even if you yourself don't have a good family structure, I think that just being able to see that it exists out there gives you hope, you know, like why wouldn't you be able to make your own family? Like, you know, families aren't what the typical, you know, girl meets boy and they fall in love and they have kids, even though that's, you know, the standard, technically, the gift. It's not the only way to make a family. So, okay, let's see what comes out for Angels of Love and Light. Walk away from illusions and toward truth. Show me the right path, O Lord. Point out the road for me to follow. Which is even kind of going with what I just said about, like, you know, walk away from illusions of thinking that families are just created one way and that you can only have things one way, and, you know, that's the way it works because that's the way life is supposed to go. Like, those are all illusions. Go towards your truth. What makes you happy? What are you able to create in this world right now that will, you know, bring you peace on earth, to say, and heaven on earth? Like, what can you actively do to bring that on you? I love how both of these, like all three of them actually have such a like aquatic feel to them. Like if you're a water sign, this might be, you know, attracting you the most, and you might even be really sensitive, it feels like to me. Like I feel very vulnerable right now, just even with the heart chakra and the listen, because it's like, even here, like if you look, when you listen, I don't know if this, you know, all the piles are kind of blending into one for me right now, but I said that I am my own worst enemy, right? And when it comes to listen, what I try to remind myself when I look at this card is to listen to the good part of me, the good part that isn't beating me down, the part that's standing up for me, and, you know, the one that stops that inner critic to be like, no, like, stop that. I am great. I wake up every morning, I take care of what I have to do, and I do what I have to do with a smile on, and I make the world around me a better place. You know, it's like stopping all that clutter and all that noise from coming in with that sword and being like, stop. I can hear well right now that my heart is beating. I can hear well right now that I am breathing. I can feel right now that I am sitting in this chair and I am holding space, and I know that clearly I have a purpose here. I might not know what it is, but I'm still here and I'm still giving a chance to you know, grab it, whether it be a family or, you know, whatever it may be. It just feels like also these two cards are receiving, you know, like they're receiving that love and support. They're receiving that warmth from each other. They're receiving the truth, you know, like, let's see, music. So this might be a call to, you know, someone of you who are inspired by music, either to create it or to listen to it. You're able to find truth in music, you know, find ways to communicate with people, to create families through music, whether it's a creation team, a production team, managing, you know. So recently I've been finding out through my own friends and family members embarking on, you know, wanting to be artists and managing artists, that it takes a lot. You know, it's so interesting to just like be able to see a video and be like, okay, and take it for what it is, but you don't realize all the work that goes behind it, or all the people that needed to come together to produce, you know. And it's also like, when I look at that card, I see music and I also see like a flow, like it's even, you know. Same here. It's like it's like this even, you know, receiving and giving, hand in hand. So it's like the flow of life when it comes to music. It's like just paying attention, you know, paying attention that you're receiving and giving, and listening to the good part of you. And I don't want to say good or bad, because, you know, both are needed, but one is definitely more critical than the other. So being able to shut it out. Even if, especially if it is through music, you never know. And the card that I pulled for you, pile number 2, is the solar plexus chakra. Digestion, pancreas, vitality, determination, divine will. So the solar plexus is like the chakra right behind the navel. It gives us personal power and confidence. It says that when this chakra is open, we feel motivated, focused, and confident in our decisions. So this is the end of the very short beginner's reading for you, pile 2. If anything that I said resonated with you, please feel driven to like it, subscribe to the channel. I plan on uploading much more videos like this related to, spiritual messages from the divine. And if that's something you're into, make sure you hit that subscribe. And before you leave, I just wanted to spark happiness. I received this for Christmas and I don't really use it much, so let's see what I picked for you guys as a way to spark happiness in your life. Surround yourself with scents that evoke happy memories for you. Sometimes you're like out and about and you smell like a cologne or a perfume and you're like, it instantly brings you back to that time in life. Whether it was a good time or a bad time, but like scents can evoke so much. And it's true, like aromatherapy, or it's funny because I said the other day that I wish, how like your mom smells a certain way, like her room smells a certain way. I was saying how I wish, excuse me, how I wish I could like just capture my mom's scent and make a candle out of it. So whenever I need a little bit of comfort, I can just light it, and then the moment I got over it, just turn it off. All right, pile 2, I would wish you guys happiness and support during these times. Stay safe. And please surround yourself with miracles and magic, and be sure to check us back out. Bye. And for those of you who chose pile number 3, the Red Jasper, welcome. So starting off, the Red Jasper is the root chakra. It's the chakra of stability, security, basic needs. When this is open, we feel safe and fearless. And when it's blocked, you can imagine, you instantly start feeling fear and lack and instability and everything else. So if that was called to you, maybe you're feeling like you need to ground yourself a little this week, this month, especially with all the 2020 pandemic quarantine that we have going on right now. So pile 3, before I sat down and pulled your cards, I, connected my heart to God and my highest angels and your highest angels and our guardians and spirit guides, and asked them to please, send me a ascended master that you can work with this month and see how they can assist you. So the ascended master is White Tara, purification. So whenever I pull this card, it talks about detoxing, whether it be from drugs, alcohol, bad food, bad TV, that, well, not really bad, but, that stuff that can consume you up really quickly, and before you know it, a week has gone by and you've done nothing. So purification from all of that, which, it's easier said than done for sure, but I feel like this card gives me such a feeling of like new beginnings, like just a clean slate. And I feel like when you focus on that feeling, it's easier to be able to try and conquer one more day, as opposed to the feeling of, what you're missing. Like focusing on, you know, like, oh wow, I was able to go a full day without soda today, like that feels good, you know, and using that to try and continue on and be better the next day. Not be better, but you know what I mean. Angel of Vision. Someone is not revealing part of the story. Trust your feelings over what others say. So, this card tends to come out about, you know, like not trusting others and, you know, asking the divine for truth, which could go into this, you know, if you ask for truth and you say, like, you know, my habits and my hobbies, are they good for me? You know, is me smoking, even if it's not cigarettes, you know, like, is that good for me? At the end of the day, like, is it something I should be doing? And, you know, ask for that truth. And when you get those answers, be prepared to make the right decisions. But I will have to say, I don't know why, but I mean, I'm just gonna say, this card, every time it comes out, it doesn't give me the vibe of like, oh, watch out, what, you know, what part of the story isn't being revealed. And I don't know why this card gives me such a feeling of like, if you've lost a family member or someone really close to you, and I don't know if you hear the sirens that are going off right now, but that's Archangel Michael who's close. So maybe this message is for someone that's out there, that if you've lost someone recently, or maybe it doesn't have to be that recent, but like, this card always makes me feel like someone that I have loved in the past, who passed away, is up there looking at me and guiding me and imparting me with visions, you know, to like help me guide my way. The sirens are going off right now. So I just want to send God and Archangel Michael to whoever's in need of those sirens and ask that God and the angels assist us, me and whoever is listening to this in any way. All right, and I think the sirens are done. Okay. I don't know why that card does it for me. I don't know if it's like the bird, the vision, I don't know. But if you lost someone, just know that they're still with you. Like, they're able to assist in discernment and figuring out what's right for you and what isn't. Like, even with anything that I'm saying right now, you know, your angel of vision can be like, girl, don't listen to her. Or the girl saying she has no idea. You know, the other one might have drawn you to me. So, the gifts of love and light. How freaking beautiful is this? No one lights a lamp and then covers it with a bowl or hides it under a bed. A lamp is placed on a stand where its light can be seen by all who enter the house. That is beautiful. Through purification of your actions, of your body, of your mental space, of your spiritual space, of your energetic space, you're able to get a clear vision of what it is and the steps and the people that you need to leave, or the steps that you need to take in order to receive the gift of love and light. Because she is just open, receiving, floating, like just the wings, the angel wings is getting to me too. Let me see what the book says about White Tara. I feel like I need a little more about her. She's an aspect of the Eastern goddess Tara, who appears in various forms signified by different colors. As White Tara, she's a loving and helpful goddess who increases life expectancy and enlightenment in those who call upon her. White Tara is the very essence of everything that is pure within each human and all life. Call upon White Tara to reveal your pure inner self, as well as to purify anything in your life, which is exactly like, purifying your thoughts and purifying your body can literally help you see past the BS and be able to feel more clearly like who in your life should be there and who shouldn't. Like, at the end of the day, sometimes some people just really weigh us down. I love that quote. No one lights a lamp and then covers it with a bowl or hides it under a bed. I think about that often. It's like, we were all here to shine. We were all put here because we have a purpose, regardless of if we know what it is or not. And we are given the tools that we need to be able to see that and to be able to achieve our heaven on earth, and so often we're just clouded by all these toxins and all these dramas and, all these stories that just keep constantly replaying in our head and just take us from the actual truth and what it is that we're here to do, and the fact that it's not that complicated and that we're able to, shine and receive. Innocence. I feel like I need to look this up because this is a new deck for me and I'm not too sure. So she says, too often we carry around the extra baggage of guilt and shame. This card has come to you today because it is a time to release those feelings, which goes with purification. The universe sees your innocence and is asking that you begin to see it too. These long-held beliefs are buried within your core and they are interfering with your progression, which is what I was saying about like that inner, that inner critic and all those toxins that are in your body and in your head. These old values only lead you to question whether you are good enough, deserving, or worthy. What if I had done more, been more? What if I hadn't done that? Why did I say or do that? They make you question if you, as a person, are enough. But the universe sees you with the same eyes we see a child with, perfect in every way. The innocence card may also come if it is a time to see the innocence in another person. It's important to delve below the surface of any feeling of hurt or anger or disappointment. Within your heart, allow yourself to see the innocence in the other person's actions or behaviors. Spirit is calling you to begin to see innocence and divine perfection, which so totally goes with fearlessness, which is your last card, which I just want to say that this was the only pile, group 3, that cards match. You both pulled chakra cards. Root chakras for, both. And this card you clearly didn't pick. It was the one that the angels picked for you, but I just found that very interesting. If you definitely pick this pile, I would definitely look more into opening up and unblocking the root chakra. Let's see here. This is the hand motion that you want to make when you're meditating to bring about reduced anxiety, supports elimination, cultivates a sense of fearlessness and grounding. Grounding is so terribly important that I don't really think most people realize. Let's see. My focus and self-assurance is unwavering. That's like a cute little mantra that you can say to yourself to focus on while you're meditating. But fearlessness, purification, innocence, you're definitely supported, group 3. Like, the angels, your guides definitely have your back. Like, I feel as though you ground yourself, purify yourself, and you're able to receive because you are deserving and because you're able to see through the BS that tells you you're not. So guys, this is what I have for you today, my very short beginner's reading. If any of this resonated with you, please go ahead and like it, share, subscribe. This is how my channel will grow bigger. I plan on uploading videos on a weekly basis if time allows. Y'all know I'm a mom and all this other stuff. I want to thank you so much for inviting me in and letting all the miracles and magic, pour over you. Make sure to like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. Oh, and wait, the last thing before you go. This is my way of sparking happiness. This is a gift that I received from my sister on Christmas, and I don't use it much, so I figured why not. So this is a little message on a way to spark happiness in your life. Listen more than you talk. That goes for a lot of you, because listen more than you talk. There's a lot of peace in that. There's a lot of peace in just being able to listen and not feeling the need to say anything and just being able to receive. I send you guys love.